This is episode 24 of Cocktails with Kurt, where our featured cocktail is the Pisco Sour. Tell us about Pisco Sour, Kurt.
Pisco Sour is a classic cocktail that was, according to cocktail historians, most likely created in Lima, Peru in the early 1920s by an American bartender at his bar called Morris's. And in the latter part of the 20s, it was probably perfected or became what we basically know it as today by a Peruvian bartender at that same restaurant or at the same bar.
Can we pause for a moment on the idea of the cocktail historian? I think we may need a career change.
That could be.
That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It does sound pretty good.
Yeah, especially if there's traveling and research involved.
Mm-hmm.
There must be, right, for historians?
There's gotta
Okay, anyway. All right, so the history of Pisco surely is longer, right?
Yeah, Pisco is been around for centuries. Can only be distilled or made in Peru and Chile. They both have their own versions of it, though what's mostly in the United States is Peruvian. And again, historians will argue in many cases that the Peruvian version of Pisco is the original, though I suspect the Chileans might argue that.
So how do you make Pisco? What's in it?
Pisco is...
Let's take a look at the bottle.
This is one brand of Pisco. This is Machu Pisco. And usually I don't...
You can put it down.
Okay. I don't have a lot of experience with Pisco. This is only, quite frankly, the second bottle of it I've ever bought. But it seems to have a pretty rich history. The spirit itself is distilled from wine, grape wine. So it's in the same, in that respect, it's in the same class as, say, cognac or Armagnac. But
it's clear.
But it's clear. Unlike cognac, Armagnac, and anything else in the brandies that we're used to, it cannot be aged in wood by law. So it's another one of those, there's laws that govern how you make these things.
Mm-hmm.
So by law, it has to be aged for a minimum of 3 months in a non-reactive container. So stainless steel, glass. Traditionally, it's an earthenware vessel. So the only time requirement is a minimum of 3 months. And then there are all sorts of rules where you can't put an age statement on it. You can't put a vintage on it. But since it's from wine, obviously those things can have an impact on the final flavor.
I think I heard that Pisco was the national spirit of Peru.
That's my understanding.
But it's not. So Peru is, adjacent to Brazil, and their national spirit, I believe, is cachaça, right?
I believe so.
But these things have nothing to do with each other.
They have absolutely nothing to do with each other. This is Leblon cachaça, which is very popular in the U.S. and I understand worldwide. But cachaça is more closely related to rum than it is to Pisco.
Huh.
It is a sugar-based spirit, though if you try one cachaça next to rum, they're very different as well.
Yes, we'll have to feature the cachaça on a subsequent video.
Absolutely.
All right, so Pisco sour. So we have Pisco, and what else goes in the sour? I'm going to go out on a limb and say some sort of citrus.
Some sort of citrus. We have lemon, and then simple syrup. And then, egg white.
Okay.
And then finally, Angostura bitters.
Okay.
So this is actually a very simple cocktail. No new techniques to stuff that we've done in the past. Since it's got egg white, we are going to do a dry shake followed by a shake with ice.
Which we did for the Stag and Cross Sour.
Which we did just a couple of episodes for the Stag and Cross Sour. There's a little artistry involved, because we're going to try and do some fancy stuff with the bitters, but that's it. So,
but that's a difference from what we've done before, because usually you put the bitters in first and
yes,
shake it, right?
So that's the one technique difference.
Okay, well, we can talk about that when we get to that part.
Okay, so this is very simple. 2 ounces of Pisco. As always, I'm making 2 of them.
Good thing.
Good thing. Well, I better have a drink. And I know you're going to have one. So.
I am.
So 2 ounces of Pisco. And like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with Pisco. Doing a little bit of research on it, there seems to be a huge variation on it. Numerous wine regions, the different grapes that can go into it. Some are single grapes, some are mixtures. It also depends on, as I said, it's fermented from wine, but sometimes the fermentation is further along in the wine than others. So there's a lot of potential differences and interesting stuff.
But it's always clear, right?
Clear, or I understand, a light yellow or straw color.
Huh, okay. So they take out the skins of grapes then?
Yeah. So 2 ounces of Pisco, 1 ounce of fresh lemon. And then 2/3 of an ounce of simple syrup.
And that's just the regular simple syrup?
Regular
1-to-1?
1-to-1 simple syrup. Yeah. And then each gets an egg white.
And again, the vegan alternative that we found for other drinks works for this one too. I think it particularly works well because the Pisco is a kind of a strongly flavored.
It's very earthy. At least this one is.
Yeah, yeah, and that kind of goes well with the vegan version, which,
right.
As a reminder, is aquafaba, which is the liquid from a can of chickpeas.
Yes, and when we tried aquafaba with something else, the Stag and Cross, the earthiness from the aquafaba did not go too well in the Stag and Cross.
It went better with this, yeah.
Yes. All right. So again, dry shake. I gotta do one at a time, otherwise they're going to explode.
The dry shake just means the ingredients minus the ice.
Yes.
A little poof of smoke or something that came out of it.
Yep.
I guess not smoke. What would that be?
Probably
Aerosol.
Aerosoled egg.
Yeah, people have been talking a lot about aerosol lately.
Yeah, aerosol.
This is the good kind.
This is the good kind. So now we're going to add a little bit of ice. Get the real shake on.
Get the real shake on. Awesome. Let's do it. Is there a special glass for this drink? Doesn't want to come out?
This one doesn't want to come off. Crap.
Well, is it likely to come out when it warms up a bit?
Yeah, probably. Well, shit.
Well, do you want to just make
I'm
one?
going to keep going.
Yeah. Let's just make the one.
We'll make
for
the
now.
one.
And we can arm wrestle to see who gets it. So it's just a plain glass.
Yeah,
No coops or anything like that.
I've seen many of the recipes I've seen are have coops, use that sort of thing. Recipe I was looking at today just uses a rocks glass, So I kind of like that. It's simpler, and I've made this in the past where my largest coupe, it doesn't fit in. So this is going to fit.
Okay. But no additional ice.
No additional ice. It is served up. So.
Which means no ice.
Which means no ice.
So that's definitely looking pretty frothy.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can
And it should separate out as we go. But the final bit, let's see if I can do this well. Just 3 drops. There's one. All right, well, not as artistic as I was hoping.
We can swirl it around with the,
and then we
yeah,
swirl it around and give it a little bit of patterns. So there we go.
like they do for coffee.
Mm-hmm. So this is the Pisco Sour. There will be a second one as soon as I can get the dang shaker apart.
All right.
So take it and try it.
Good work, honey.
Son of a...
Cheers. You got it?
Got it. All right, this one's mine. Really quickly. This one looks like I got a little extra froth out of it too. A little bit. All right.
All right.
So,
cheers.
the Pisco Sour. Cheers. See you next time.